I wanted to do one thing. And that thing is, I wanted to watch a couple of videos. Because I kind of feel strongly about some of them. And let's start with this one by a nice guy, JAMARI. I'm watching all the stuff in theater mode, so it might be really annoying for you to look at, because it has a lot of empty space down there and up there, but whatever. So, Hasan went to some rant and made some shitty points. Really shitty points. And I did want to react to this video because I think it's horrible. the shit that he was saying is absolutely insane. So let's watch it, shall we? Shall we?
So there is this streamer out there named Hasan. I'm sure many of you know who he is.
Oh, we do.
Probably like him. Others might hate him. Like many political figures online.
I think others might hate him is a bit of an understatement, because if you place your whole career on being a political streamer, there's gonna be a lot of people hating you. A lot of people hating you. So I think some of you is an understatement, but yeah.
He is polarizing. You see, Hasan has been around this internet game for quite some time, and over the years he has become increasingly more progressive with his views. And at this point I would describe him as basically alt-left.
A little more? Sure. Sure, I can. And well, let's again stop here. I think Hasan has always, I don't think he got moved left more, because when someone says, yeah, America deserved 9/11, I think that's pretty far. That's already pretty far to whatever the fuck he was doing. He has some insane takes, but he is still a champagne socialist, because he does not preach what he does not live up to what he preaches. And that's the fucking worst part about Hasan. He is a gigantic ass hypocrite.
Like even Ethan Klein, who has become very much a leftist, couldn't deal with his nonsense.
Actually, you know what? Go listen to Hasan. People say, I need to go listen to Hasan. This is bullshit. Please, go listen to Hasan.
And over the past couple...
And that whole debacle where he went on H3H3 is really showing he cannot take anything with a grain of salt or accept another one's opinion. He cannot say that it's nuanced. He has to just jump like a monkey and scream and just screech at you. He is pretty good at debating, not as he's smart, but his takes are super extreme, and he does it. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think he really believes too much into what he hears, because, he jumps from one point to another when it's popular. When it gets to, like, some popular place, for example, the Ukraine thing, when he was saying that there was nothing going on, nothing's gonna happen, even as more and more information came out and stuff happened, he was still denying it for a long time. Because at his circle of friends and where he was, it wasn't the popular opinion to be like, yeah, there's something happening there. Because America is the worst. So you cannot paint something that America doesn't like in a bad light. So,
days, Hasan has now been going viral on Twitter after he made the take that streaming is harder than any other job, at least from a social battery draining standpoint.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome, a real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you.
Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. Any and all the jobs will suck the soul out of you, especially the easier and more brain dead it is, the more draining it's gonna be on your mental health. It's going to absolutely destroy you. And if we're going to social battery, he's going to say something about retail.
You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
Now, just off
It will say something about retail next to cover his ass, but my guy, every single job is social draining if you're working in any capacity with other people. If you're working in the office and you have to talk to your boss or talk to coworkers, after 9 hours or 5 days, you will be drained. Imagine that. You come back home and you probably will just flop on the couch and just want to do whatever the hell. I worked in the call center for bank, and that shit was horrible. Right now, it's been almost 8 hours of me streaming today. 8 hours. This says that 9 hours drain your battery. I am really introverted. 9 hours of streaming drains your battery more than a job where you can ban mute your. Yeah, fucking exactly. That is the greatest point that destroys everything. If you have someone who annoys you, you can just ban them. You know what happens in customer support jobs or retail where your manager is one of those guys who is, oh, the customer is always right. The customer is always right. You are going to feel like dirt. You're going to feel the weight of the world crushing down on you while you cannot say anything back. You have to endure everything. You know it's stupid. You know the person that's talking to you and going nuts is stupid. It's not your fault that they are stupid. But you cannot tell them, hey sir, you are fucking midwit, and ban them. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. You cannot do that in real job. You cannot. That's the big difference. You can curate your fucking chat and people who watch you. You can curate and you can make community for yourself of people that like you and they are like-minded. Because, you know, why else? A lot of people get into streaming just to have a nice little community around, to hang out. So you can just ban anyone you don't like. Oh, it's so draining. Oh, 9 hours. 9 hours. Oh, it's so draining. Meanwhile, this motherfucker gets up, walks out of the room, takes some food, just comes back while some video is playing and eats. And that's it. Draining my social battery in my own echo chamber. Yeah, that's what he's arguing. And to reiterate my point, I am really introverted to the point of, every single test I would go through, it's going to show 100%. I am not really talkative. Streaming is completely different to real life anything. 100% different. You know why? Because it's not face-to-face contact. Your brain doesn't feel like you're talking to some other human. You know that you're talking to other people, but it does not hit the same. Because there's this divide between you and someone else, because you're talking at them mostly. So it doesn't drain your social battery, at least mine, as much. And I am really bad with social battery. I'm really bad at it. If I have more than 2 people in voice chat, for example, I will crumble. I hate gatherings. I hate gatherings so much, I will skip every and single birthday if I can. My uncle was, getting married. Do you think I went? No. And he knows it. He even said so. There's going to be a wedding, but I'm not going to invite you because you won't come anyway. And I was like, thank you. You know me so well. Thank you. And that's fucked up. The emotional draining part is fucked up. It's not true. It's just not true. Especially when you're surrounded by an army of simps.
Off the bat, I find his take to be not only very privileged, but also just not based in reality. And with this being Hasan, and so many people disliking him, anytime he gives people this type of ammo with just a stupid take, It's essentially like that scene from SpongeBob where it's like, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? You know, everyone gets their turn with the beating stick, and they're essentially just passing this guy around, completely trashing him. Now, in response to that,
Because most people, most people are actually empathetic. This man reaches some bullshit, and people would be like, you know what, that's fucked up. You're preaching stuff that real job is not as socially draining. As someone who worked in retail, you will feel for retail workers. So people give you shit because they know how hard it is, they know how bad it is, and they know how retail workers have it bad. And you just sit there, earn a ton of money. You live in a mansion. You earn more than 99% people around the world almost. You are doing nothing. And you will be here preaching how it's hard. It's actually hard. Oh, woe is me. Woe is me. I'm choosing to engage with someone that I can ban and ignore. Oh, you don't know how hard I get it. Fuck you.
That clip going viral, this is what Hasan had to say. It is wild how this completely out of context clip made its way to Twitter so fast. I was talking about how much a 9-hour stream eats away at my social battery and how I can't socialize after. Comparing it to my sales job before.
His sales job, I think, don't quote me on that. Allegedly, his sales job was working at the Young Turks as a like a marketing guy. That's it. I work office job, hybrid mode. I'm pretty good with face-to-face contact. However, I do need my evening to decompress regardless. Yes, exactly. And you don't talk as much as you do at 9 hours. And don't get me wrong, talking for 9 hours every single day on stream is not easy. It is not easy. Not everyone is built to do that. But it is still easier than most real jobs. Especially if you have thousands upon thousands of viewers. If you're talking to yourself for 9 hours, you might go insane. If you're talking to 20k people who clap at every single one of your words, yeah, but funny thing is, this take is so bullshit. Because Hasan is the working class guy, you know? We're here to stop capitalist pigs and we gonna do it. It's the little guy, you know? We gotta fight the bad system. Look at the chat. Look at the chat. They're like, what the fuck? What?
I recognize how fortunate I am every day. And he also posted this longer clip that I guess is supposed to provide some sort of context.
Social battery wise, unless you're in retail, unless you're in fucking retail,
as I said, he's going to say retail.
It's very different. You're out of touch with them. I'm gonna die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery in the same fucking way as someone who did a sales job, a real job. Okay, I'm telling you, as someone who did both, like 9 hours of
what is a real job? It's really hard to define because some jobs are physical. Of course, if you're working at somewhere like a construction site, you won't have to talk much. But even then, it really depends. Even then, it really depends because there's someone higher than you, usually, and they will talk to you and they will order you, and you cannot say no. You do your job and you do it well. You cannot just stop and be like, oh, guys, I'm so tired of this. I'm gonna go and lay down. You have to persevere even through minimal interactions job, and it doesn't drain social battery as much. My guy, you're talking at the screen. You're not talking to someone. You're talking at the screen. And again, as someone with super low social battery, super low. Not that I can't talk to people. Maybe it's evident by me just yapping for 8 hours now, but I don't feel that tired. I want to shut the hell up after I finish streaming and watch something, just so I don't have to think. it's not the same as it drains my social battery so much that I feel depressed and drained. I'm not sold on an opinion of real job coming from a person such as that, which is, again, the thing is, his real job is working at a place where he got hired because of the family ties, and there's not really much. There's not really much thing he would do. Let's be real. His sales management is being, I think, a social media guy. That's it. As far as I can remember. Don't quote me on that. Maybe I'm completely wrong, and maybe Hasan really worked a real job, and he was there on the line with all the workers, taking the brunt of the customer's ire. Because let me tell you the story from my job. Let me tell you the story from my job. If someone comes in here right now and says, "I'm going to kill you," you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ban them, or I'm gonna laugh at their face and be like, oh, "Fuck you." And then, if you have someone calling you, and they say, "Oh, you better fill everything right, or me and my Chechen brothers will find you," it gets a little more scary, you know? The call is recorded, of course, but it gets a little bit more scary. And I've had that happen. I've had people try to tell me that they will sue me, and they try to get my real name. They told me they will find me, and they will use physical force. And it's not just, your internet, whatever the hell. It's someone calling you. It's a little different. And I cannot ban them. I have to smile and try to, quote unquote, disarm the situation, make it easier, be a mediator. Right now, on stream, I would say, fuck you, man, and just ban them. Every single job where you have to work with a customer in any way, shape, or form is going to be way harder because you cannot self-police your customer base. Unless you're like self-employed something. But even then, it might really reflect badly on you because people don't come for your opinions, they come for your services.
Of constant performance and people pleasing taps you out from social scenarios. After 9 hours of that, I could probably fucking physical labor. It would not bother me, but I can't do more social shit. That's my point.
I mean, to me, the context here makes him look even more out of touch. Like, obviously, every single job is going to have its pros and cons. Like, for me, my job can be kind of the opposite. My job can be very socially isolating.
Exactly also this point. Some jobs, if you're working, for example, in IT, you don't get any contact with people at points. And you might go insane because you might need help. You might need someone to talk to. You might need to talk through things. And it's always through messages, always through this and that. And there's a wall of communication. And, you feel like you might be alone against everything. It's also bad. It's also bad. And it's bad in a different way. The job might be the easiest thing in the office where you don't have to do anything. You just sit there, and sometimes you take a stamp, put it on the paper, give it away, and sit there. And you know what that makes with your soul when you're doing this for 9 hours and nothing else? It kills you. Slowly it kills you. Boring jobs for 9 hours where you have to do nothing, it will destroy your mental. No, it won't drain your social battery, but it will destroy your mental in another way. So saying like, oh, woe is me, I'm draining my social battery. No one's forcing you to do that. Also, people pleasing. That's my best. That's the best thing. People pleasing. He's people pleasing. Anyone forces you to people please? No. You are screaming at your viewer base even right now. You say, oh, I'm gonna die. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna die. My guy, You're not people pleasing. You're not a clown. You're not a comedian. You're a guy with really shitty political takes. You don't even filter yourself. You just say shit. That's it.
Sometimes I can go all day without really talking to anyone. You gotta spend a lot of time on the computer. But I also understand that that's pretty much the way it goes for any job where you have to work at home. And I'm also not gonna sit here and say, oh, my job is so much harder than someone else's because it is socially isolating. And also, let's be honest, you're not performing for 9 hours, dude. I mean, most of this guy's job is just watching YouTube videos and giving his political take. Like, half the time, I'm pretty sure this guy isn't even in the room, okay? The video's just playing, and he goes off to do whatever the fuck he wants.
I would get fucking destroyed if I did that on my old job. I would get stabbed. I would get HR assassins sent to kill me. IT job allows a good amount of in-person communication. I find that for me, 50-50 is a good balance between home and office. Yeah, because, you know, if you have a balance, it's nice. But sometimes there's no choice. And saying like, oh, this is so bad. Other people don't really complain because it's bad. Because, again, if you complain that your stuff is socially draining, go and try to work 9 hours by, you know, hurling rocks everywhere. Oh, I'm not gonna get socially drained. Yeah, you're gonna be exhausted and you will just shut down and fall asleep. It's a bit different. Maybe it's harder. Maybe it's easier for you. But just saying like, oh, streaming is so bad for me, it is the most privileged shit. Streaming is one of the easiest thing to do. Is there any job that allows you to watch YouTube for 9 hours? Things that you want to watch. Any job. Name one. And this guy will say, oh, like this guy. You see this? This is the guy right now. This is the guy that says, oh, it's so hard. Oh, 9 hours of constant performing. I can't. Ah! That's the guy. He's not even in the room.
There are obviously real jobs out there that are good comparisons. Service sector, people-pleasing jobs would be very similar. Those are like, I think, customer service type shit. But like if you're an accountant or if you're even like in sales, my interactions with clients was limited, way more limited than like constantly having to do this for 9 hours with like a back and forth interaction for 9.
Again, you're not doing this constantly for 9 hours for back and forward. You get up and leave the room. You're watching YouTube videos and eat. Come on, man. It would be a take from someone who talks 24/7 and just goes at it. For example, I don't know, maybe German would be like, you know what, I sometimes feel tired. And you know, I would say, yeah, that man talks non-stop so much that I have no idea how he keeps going. And he does it. And he never complains it because he loves it. This man pretends that it's hard just so he gets pity points for doing the easiest shit in the world. Watching YouTube videos and commenting on the current thing because it's people pleasing. Oh, disgusting.
9 hours. That's what like sucks your social battery and you just tap out after it.
You know, I would love to see Hasan try and do door-to-door sales or maybe some sort of cold calling and see how fast that type of job would suck the soul out of him. Pause. I mean, at the end of the day, dude, you are a millionaire sitting in a mansion reacting to YouTube videos, farming millions of dollars from your audience. And obviously with this being Hasan,
not only from the audience, he's not doing YouTube. He's not doing YouTube. He's not writing scripts. He's not editing. He's not keeping the grind there. All that he does is consumes other people's content like I'm doing right now. And that's it. He gets editors putting videos for him on YouTube. So he steals content without even mostly given credit for it. As, that debacle of, what do you want me to do? Fucking die? as he said when he walked out of the room and didn't pause the video and just walked away? That man. It's so ridiculous. I cannot believe that he's doing this. I cannot believe that he's saying this. Literally, I'm getting heated. Just
people began to make the typical arguments that they're going to say against him because he does present himself as a socialist online. They say Hasan Piker taking a private jet to Coachella because he's a principled anti-capitalist.
The fuck
and that's
is this?
always kind of been a talking point against this guy because he does live in a mansion, he drives several fancy cars, he's out here apparently taking private flights, and what they're essentially saying is, yeah, dude, you hate on capitalism all the time, you act like you're some big socialist, but then in your free time you choose to indulge in capitalism as much.
He is not the working man. He will never be a working man. And he does not get what the struggle is to live day to day, thinking, "Oh, am I gonna have enough money to pay for something?" You know, this man lives the most privileged life, and he says, "Yeah, I know that I'm privileged, but my social battery is still so bad, guys. It's so bad. Oh, I can't. I have to talk for 9 hours." Without talking for 9 hours, I could play this 10-minute video in its entirety. Get up at 5-something minutes, walk away, come back when it's almost 9:43, and say like, "Well, man, yeah, that was a video, of course, yeah, that's some good takes there. Anyways, man, yeah, you know what, fair." That's what he does. That's what this man does. That's what this man does. This man does this and that. That man. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. This car probably is worth more than my entire house. It's worth more than 90% people make in a year. Is it proof of a horseshoe theory? Well, yeah, maybe. Maybe a little bit. But god damn. And this man is preaching anti-capitalist things. He is indulging in fastest cars, biggest, most luscious houses. Luxurious, I would even say, not luscious. He takes private jets to somewhere. And then he's gonna be like, "Guys, but my social battery gets drained. Anyway, I'm off to a party. I'm gonna take a private jet to somewhere. You know what? Bye-bye, guys. I'll catch you next time." Motherfucker, come on. Come on, man.
Much as you can. My guy Mudahar comes in with his take where he says, streaming is by far the easiest, most privileged jobs one can have. If you're successful, the rewards far outweigh any of the negatives. Facts. Compare it to any service job, cybersecurity or nursing, you'll find something actually exhausting.
Because mental stress is also bad for you. Even if you're doing cybersecurity and you're just, coding and going at it, keeping yourself on the edge and just going at it and even coding, it can be isolating and also mentally straining to the point where you don't want to think and you don't want to talk to anyone because you are actually you are tired. You are mentally tired. You're not socially tired because you were performing too much. You are tired because you were doing mental labor day in, day out. And you might be like, "Yeah, I just don't feel like doing anything. I'm gonna clock out and watch some, I don't know, some video, some movie, whatever, some streams." That's it. And this man, oh fuck it, Muda says it the best. He has a nice job, he works full time and he does YouTube and sometimes streaming. He does YouTube just as a hobby. He gets a lot of money done. I mean, a lot of views, some money, not like a lot, but it's still enough, with sponsorships as well. He has a podcast. That man does 10 times more than Hasan. Hasan just sits there and watches videos. And this man says it's the most easiest and privileged jobs one can have. If you're successful, the rewards far outweigh any of the negatives. Which is, again, my point why I wanted to watch this video as someone who is completely unknown. Sitting here for 8 hours and talking to mostly yourself is also really depressing. Because you're performing for no one. You know? You gotta put yourself out there. You gotta talk. You gotta do something. There's no one there. And it gets really, really, really draining as well. It's different draining. You're not getting socially exhausted. You're just actually getting depressed. What am I doing? Is it worth it? Should I be doing it? Maybe I'm just bad at it. Maybe no one's gonna watch me because I'm bad. And you know, all these thoughts, they get into your head real fast, which is, again, why people crumble from streaming so much. And that guy has the most just privileged position on Twitch. And he's gonna be complaining. Of course people will give you shit. But people won't give shit to someone who is actually performing. You know? I like VTuber sphere because people here are super talented. I'm not talented, even like 10% of it. I don't consider myself good at singing. But they're making original songs. They're making, you know, a lot of shorts. They are trying to always keep things going. They get new models. They get all the new things going. And that guy just watches fucking videos and complains. One of the old guards representative, which means he just had to be there. It's you know, I'm not gonna even say exactly because just disregarding that, you know, whatever. If he got lucky even right now, you would still be privileged because you just got there, you know? You just got there, and you gotta be thankful because you got there because of the people who waste their time to watch you. You don't complain to your audience that it's so draining. Because a lot of people will be like, what the fuck are you even saying, man? I wish I had your life. Because again, he's better off than 99% of the people on this entire planet. This man has the easiest thing to do, to watch YouTube videos for 9 hours every single day. Oh no. Oh no.
And now this guy comes in with his take about Mudahar's take where he says, fuck it, I'm doing bad faith arguments. Give a nurse or a cybersecurity expert a camera and tell them to talk about politics in front of 20,000 people for 9 hours a day, every day.
I'm just gonna quickly again pause this and you know, stop pausing. No, I want to use this video as a segue to talk about things, so I'm gonna pause as much as I want. This take is absolute shit because I'm gonna say it. Pandering to political opinions is not hard. It's not hard if you know what you're doing even a little bit. It's not hard to be, America First Republican. Let's go. America, yeah, boy! It's as well easy to be like, I'm with the people. Fuck the privileged, eat the rich. They're putting us down. They're keeping us down. We gotta rise up. It's fucking easy to be a grifter.
For a year and see how long they can go before they quit from harassment or lose viewership because they suck.
As if Hasan does something special.
You'll see a lot of comments on Twitter trying to defend Hasan in this way, and to me it's just such a stupid argument because they don't take account that he's making millions of dollars to do so. Like, this is almost the equivalent of me telling a school teacher who's complaining about their salary, yeah, well, you go play shortstop for the New York Yankees, you go play power forward for the Lakers, let's see how you fucking like it. Like, at the end of the day, doing streaming as a job when it comes to the pay versus the amount of effort you have to put in, especially for like these top level streamers who have already made it and are getting like millions of dollars a month. And I would say it's a very fair assessment that they're all very privileged. I mean, I'm extremely privileged in my job. I'm not too out of touch where I can't recognize that. Like, you want to talk about mentally exhausting, you want to talk about socially draining. Like, I have friends who work out in the oil field. I'm talking about 12-hour shifts on their feet. I'm talking about missing birthdays, missing holidays, working with a bunch of felons. So if I were
And do you think it feels great for your mental health if you have to work and miss your child's birthday, for example? Or miss a holiday because you gotta work overtime? Do you think it feels great? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I had to miss holidays as well. I had to work on my birthday for 9 hours on shift, online, talking to people who hate my guts. Do you think it was fun? No. No, it wasn't. And this guy can take a break at any time he wants. So, doing this take is the most stupid shit ever. And yeah, of course, not everyone can speak for 9 hours. But again, let's go and give Hasan the nursing job. Do you think he won't break? Working for minimal wage? Come the fuck on, man. Bad faith arguments.
to sit here and say like, oh, my job is so hard because it's socially isolating. My job is so hard because I get tired of doing the same thing every day. Like if I were to say those things, I would feel like a bitch. Because I know how hard some of my friends are working. I know people who are completely educated, with years of work experience, who cannot find a job right now. And so with this situation, Hasan is going to take his moment to kind of lean into the bait, where someone says, what's harder than this? And obviously this just looks like a disgustingly terrible, grueling job to have, no matter how much money you're making to do it. And Hasan says, sarcastically, that Twitch streaming is hard.
Why people don't like me? Why do they take my takes? It's such a nice take. Oh, it's really socially draining for 9 hours. By the way, I'm gonna dunk on you and I'm gonna be as unlikable as possible. I wonder why people don't like you, Hasan. I really do. I really do.
Harder. Okay, kind of just poking fun at all the quote-unquote haters out there. Now, another popular streamer out there, Asmongold, stepped in to give his take on the situation.
Imagine giving a presentation for 9 hours straight. It's like...
Let's be honest, he's not giving a presentation for 9 hours. I'm not giving a presentation right now. I'm just talking over a video and talking my mind, what I think about it. It's not a presentation. You didn't do research. You didn't complete the entire, 12 slides to talk about. You didn't really space out your skills of talking to people. You just watch a fucking video.
After a while, you'd be like, I don't want to talk.
Or the department manager just occasionally is just like, hey, you suck, bitch. Bald ass bitch, you fell off, huh?
Again, this take is so stupid. Because, imagine someone would do that. You can't stop them from doing this in real life. You can stop them by banning them in your chat. You have moderators on a payroll making chat more bearable for you, man. This isn't an argument. You are so far away from reality, it actually hurts.
You gotta remember this in your performance review. You fat f***. Stupid ass.
Oh my god, guys, can you believe that random people online type mean comments? Like, this guy is years into the internet game and he's
playing WoW. He is playing WoW. This man he's pretty fucking toxic, you know? He's not an angel. He's not an angel. If he doesn't like someone, he will cuss the shit out of them. So saying like, oh, well, in real job, you don't have to deal with this harassment. Again, I was threatened to get killed. I was threatened to be sued. People really tried to get my address. People really just stayed on phone for 40 minutes just to talk shit about me, and I couldn't get rid of them. Because I would get my pay cut, and it was a minimal wage job. And I couldn't do anything there. Do you think this never happens in real life? Do you really think so? Do you really think so? Working in IRS? Of course it's not gonna happen on that job. But here, you still can just, there's the small button here, usually, if you're moderating a chat. Press it. And the chat is gone forever.
really try and act like negative comments or mean people online bother him. Like, I get that it is a big part of Twitch to interact with your chat, but I feel like if you're gonna be a figure on the internet, pretty early on you have to learn to not really give a fuck about what anyone says, whether it's good or bad. Like, people are gonna praise you when you're up and try and take you out when you're down, but you can't really give a fuck because that's kind of just the nature of the beast. It kind of just comes with the job.
It's like complaining that you go into a, you know, into an oil field job as well and be like, oh man, physical labor. Can you imagine that? Yeah, there's a lot of jobs with physical labor. You get into the job, you know, you know what you're signing up to. Oh, I'm gonna be a media face on the internet, and I'm gonna listen to mean things. Yes, we all have to deal with it. If we post anything on the internet, you will get people who will be irrationally upset about you. Just play 10 minutes of League of Legends.
He says that he gets exhausted socially because he's talking to people for 9 hours a day. You really think that's not true?
People aren't saying it's not true. I think people are just saying you don't really have the right to complain about it when the pros outweigh the cons so much, and the pros in this situation being that he's a fucking millionaire, sitting in his house all day, still making millions of dollars for a very minimum amount of effort.
I mean,
Yes, yeah, again, it maybe drains you. It doesn't drain me as much. Maybe, you know, doing this every day for 9 hours. He's not doing this every day for 9 hours. Sometimes there's 4 hours streams, and I do 4 hour streams just by accident. Just by accident, I get into the game and I just play for too much, you know? And that man is gonna be saying like, oh, do you really think it doesn't happen? Yes, it does. But you don't complain about it because it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal, man.
really think it's not true that after you spend 9 hours being investigated by thousands of people with every facial movement, everything you say, every word, with people constantly trying to disagree with you and fight with you, that's not emotionally, or sorry, like socially draining.
I mean, Osman, you can't even clean your room, dude. You are a multimillionaire who refuses to hire a maid, and you just choose to live in filth. You choose to have a pet cockroach.
God damn it! Fuck! That's so disgusting. Oh my god.
Like, I'm sorry, but anyone who chooses to live like this, especially who has the means not to, I can't really take anything they say seriously. Like, my grandmother always told me it cost nothing to be clean. Like, there is no excuse to be a dirty motherfucker. I just think when some of these guys want to give, like, a real-world point of view, they end up coming off brain dead because they are so out of touch with reality when it—
Exactly. This man gets it. JAMARI, this man gets it. You know what? I'm gonna do that. This man gets it. He's speaking my language right now. He gets it.
comes to the actual jobs people have to work, the actual stresses of life, especially right now with the current state of the economy, the housing market, compared to what people are getting in return at these jobs in form of payment. Like, most people are not going to want to hear this shit. They don't want to hear about your little, oh, woe is me story while you're raking in millions. And they can't afford their rent.
Exactly.
They can't afford to buy groceries. They can't afford to go out and do—
As I was saying before, you don't just fight for your life on a real job, you know? And some jobs are way harder on your social and mental health. I mean, social battery and mental health. You also don't get millions like they do.
anything fun. Like, I know so many people my age who are completely educated, they tried to do everything right, everything the way the system told them to do it, and now they just feel completely screwed. Like, they're still having to live with their parents and they're approaching 30 years old. They don't own a house, all they really have is debt to their name. Like, they don't want to hear your privileged-ass hot takes from your nasty-ass room. But I genuinely want to know what you guys think about this whole situation down below. How do Hasan's comments make you feel? Do you think there's some merit in what he's saying? Either way, I do want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing, but as you guys know, it's been your boy, the Tan Superman, and some other out-of-touch influencers out here need to be covered, so I'm out.
Again, good video, nice video. I'm gonna link it here. Let me share it with you, puppy, and I'll paste it here. It's a good video, and it hits a lot of points right on the head. You don't have to make yourself unlikable. If all that you said, if everything that was said would be like, man, you know, sometimes sitting here for 9 hours, I really feel kind of, you know, tired of just talking. I just kind of want to, you know, chill out, zone out, and do my thing. I cannot interact with people after doing a long ass stream. And you know what people would say? Yeah, understandable. But that man goes out and be like, oh, you have no idea. Real jobs, some jobs, you don't get that. You don't have to. You don't have to be this fucking petty. You earn millions. You are way better than, again, 99% of the people living on this planet. And Asmon likes to polish the assholes of fellow streamers, even if they do make brain dead takes. I mean, they are in one big group. Of course. Of course he would do that. Of course. And by the way, he's next. Asmon's video, the full one, is next. And we'll talk about it. It's gonna be very socially draining on me, guys. It's gonna be very socially draining on me. I don't know how I'm gonna make it. Oh, I'm not making it. It's been 8 hours. I'm feeling so bad. Oh. And again, would anyone say something bad if all that Hasan said was talking for 9 hours gets exhausting? It's tiresome sometimes. Would you have a problem with that? I wouldn't. I don't think anyone would. Maybe some assholes, you know, that are just not thinking about it. But saying like, oh, it's more socially draining than real jobs. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. All right. Let me get the let me check the next video. It should be yeah, right here.
I actually
Let me put it back up. And that's the video about Hasan Piker attacked on Twitter by Asmongold. For 8 days, it's been up. We will look at it right now.
I actually wasn't even planning on streaming today. I was like, I think I'm gonna just take the day off. But I started reading Twitter. I was like, man, there's a lot of retards. Like, we gotta talk about this. Millionaire streamer Hasan Piker claims that a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you.
Man walks in Twitter and is surprised that some people are stupid there. Real problem. Oh, I have to talk. Oh, it's so hard.
In the same way that streaming will. And the funny thing about this is that this kid goes and he says this to try to like fucking throw up a white flag. He's like, no, 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 I'm actually on your side. I agree with them. Bro, quit the fucking capping. Like, this kid is lying. You're lying. What do you mean?
You know, that's a pussy ass bitch movement that this man does. You know, it's the movement of a pussy ass bitch. You don't say that. I agree with this take. You don't say that.
Mean you agree with this tweet when you preface it by saying millionaire streamer? You really think that we don't, like, you think I haven't spent the last 20 years seeing Fox News do this shit? Seeing CNN do this shit? He definitely is trying to roast the shit out of him. Like, what are we talking about? What a little rat. I can't believe this. It's like this guy goes and farms a bunch of hate. My message to Hasan fans, get a job. But then he...
But yeah, you shouldn't do that, but this one is quite funny. This guy is quite funny.
He agrees with the tweet. What are you doing? What a little rat. This guy farms hate on Hasan. He gets 15 people from Hasan's chat saying, I don't agree with you. You took it out of context. And then he's got to make a follow-up tweet.
It's a little more than 15. Probably quote tweets have some roasting doing there, and well, I would say like 1/4 of those would be in support for Hasan because of his size.
Tweet about it. Like, oh no, stop bullying me. He changed his mind because Destiny.
There was a slang word for a piker? I have no idea. Crazy worker only worries about his sick time, paid time off, and vacations and on any other paid holiday, you know? I don't know if it checks out, but it's kind of funny.
He said he agrees with Hasan. TC Brady is in Destiny's Discord. It's good to know that it wasn't really a principled stance. Let's listen to what Hasan says, and this is the clip that's taken apparently out of context, and we'll watch the full.
We already saw the full context of the other video with 1 minute 50 seconds, which makes Hasan look worse.
Context in a minute, okay?
Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
Which is, you know, bullshit.
So,
okay,
yes.
So that's the original clip, and there's apparently there's a clip here. It's a 2-minute clip, and so this is him explaining what actually was said.
No.
Okay, here we go.
No. Social battery wise, unless you're in retail, unless you're in fucking retail, it's very different. You're out of touch. I'm gonna die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery in the same fucking way as someone who did a sales job, a real job, okay? I'm telling you.
I like that he's backtracking as well. Like, no. I mean other real jobs.
As someone who did both.
Bullshit.
Like 9 hours of constant performance and people pleasing.
Again, we already know it's not constant performance.
Taps you out from social scenarios. After 9 hours of that, I could probably do fucking physical labor. It would not bother me. But I can't fucking do more social shit. That's my point.
I'm the same way.
Again, if you are getting super tired physically as well, you might not want to talk to anyone because you're so tired that you're just shutting down and you don't want to think. It's a dumb take, saying like it doesn't do as much, you know, oh, the real jobs don't drain you as much. Again, it's a stupid take. It does drain your battery. It does drain it a lot depending on what you're doing and who you are as a person. But you cannot say that real job doesn't do that as much, because that's a bull fucking shit statement.
Like, there are obviously real jobs out there that are good comparisons. Service sector, people-pleasing jobs would be very similar. Those are like, I think, customer service type shit. But like, if you're an accountant, or if you're even like in sales, my interactions with clients was limited, way more limited than like constantly having to do this for 9 hours with like a back and forth interaction for 9 hours. That's what like sucks your social battery, and you just tap out after it.
Again, yeah, it does. It does drain your social battery, but don't pretend that other jobs don't do that and then say, well, retail is maybe the same. No. You can work in HR and it's not gonna be retail. And you will still be socially trained because you have to go through a lot of problems of other people, or you gotta suck the cockles of your bosses just to keep them happy and put others down, you know? And sometimes you might feel even worse, not just socially, not just on social battery level, but just on your moral level of being like, God damn it, I'm putting other people down, but that's my job. I have to do this. It's right here in the rules, but I don't feel good.
Yeah, think about it this way. Like, you give presentations for your job, right?
9 hours presentation. Again, there's nothing you prepared here. You just press play and talk. Am I giving a presentation right now? No. No. And even then, I at least sometimes play games. You know? That requires at least something.
Imagine giving a presentation for 9 hours straight. It's like, after a while, you would be like, I don't want to talk.
Or the department manager just...
If I was giving my presentation for my diploma work in university with the, well, actually, guys, you know, the English language, it's kind of complex and, well, you know, it has a lot of regional things going on with it. It's kind of, you know what? It's kind of just, it's weird, and it's also, you know, yeah, you know, it's kind of, you just listen to how he talks. It's not constant performance. You just repeat the things that you think about over and over and over and over and over and over again. You said the same thing in 2 minutes like 10 times. And yeah, prepare demos and presentation 15 to 20 minutes, and they absolutely expanded my Rs battery for the rest of the day. Yes, because it is also stressful. Because you don't want to fuck up. Here, what's the stakes? If he's gonna stutter, he's gonna be like, whatever. Try to present in front of your boss when I have $500,000 worth of projects, depending on the success of delivery or not. That is exactly the case. The stakes get your mental going apeshit, and it drains you way more. And it's not even the job that you have to talk to people and be a customer service guy. It is still super stressful because you need to give a presentation about something that has a lot of things relying on it, you know? There are stakes that are high, and it will drain the shit out of you. When I went, again, it's years and years and years ago, my diploma thingy for university, I felt like I'm gonna faint. I went through the entirety of it. There was pages upon pages upon pages upon pages upon pages of stuff I prepared. I've reread it countless times, and it was still really, really stressful. And it wasn't 9 hours of constant presentation. It killed me. Right now, again, it's almost 9 hours. It's 8.5 hours of me just sitting here. The only real breaks I've taken, I went to get some tea, and I went to take some shit. That's it. What a dumb take. What a goddamn dumb take.
occasionally is just like, hey, you suck, bitch! Bald ass bitch, you fell off, huh?
Again, you can just ban them. You cannot ban them from the auditorium. You cannot police people that you are presenting to. And if they would do that, you know, being a comedian, for example, and, you know, actually performing, yes, that could happen. Imagine, but you can ban them right here and right now. And you cannot ban them from the venue just like that, unless, you know, there's a rule just to get them out because they're causing a ruckus. And all the media jobs, every single one, will have people coming at you because they don't like you for one reason or another. It's not unique to you. It is nature of social media. And look how smug he is. Look how smug he is. He thinks that this take is just fucking great. It's just checkmate, man. No one's gonna say that you suck in real life, huh? No one's gonna say that you suck. Presented to customer with 2 million at stake. Guys went to the bar right afterwards in the middle of the day as they got fucking drained in half an hour completely. Again, yeah, because there's a big stakes on the line, and it's scary, and it destroys your mental state. And I fucking hate the stake of, people are mean on the internet, but you don't experience it in real life. /ban nickname.
We gotta remember this in your performance review.
We gotta remember this in your performance review. Do you think, you smug asshole, that people in HR don't do that to small guys that work, for example, again, in customer support service when they just stutter for a second? They will lower your overall score, and it will reflect on your money. It won't just reflect on you saying, "Oh, we're gonna remember this and we're gonna make fun of you." No, it will affect your income in really significant ways. You have eyes on you. There are stakes on real job, and people depend on you. And if you fuck up, there won't be, "Hey, you suck." There will be, "Well, you're gonna get the payment cut because you fucked us up." Or worse, you're fired. You cannot get fired here. You can get cancelled, you can get banned. But getting banned on one platform, it's not that big of a deal. Look at shit stains like Sneeko. That guy got booted off YouTube. Did it do anything? Fuck no.
You fat fuck. Stupid ass bitch.
Ever again.
So people are getting mad. It's a bad take. What's it a bad take of? He says that he gets exhausted socially because he's talking to people for 9 hours a day. You really...
That's not what he said. He said it is more exhausting than real jobs, oftentimes. It's not that it is exhausting. He said that it's more exhausting than real job. Getting canceled on Twitch, not gonna happen. Well, it depends on people. As I said, if you self-police your people around you, you might get people who just wouldn't give a shit, you know? Especially getting canceled on Twitch. Like, come on, man. Depends on the topic, more like, again, depends on the topic and depends on the people who are doing the canceling. You know, there's a lot of hot takes of gravitate over the safest topics ever. Well, yes, but also if you cancel someone right now for being a racist, you know, over the years it's become so overused and watered down that, like, what do you mean racist? What the hell did the guy said? Or, you know, Fillion, for example. She's a great VTuber. She is creative, she does a lot of things, she is pretty physical with her streams, she does a lot of different stuffs and things, and she is like a creative fountain. She did one joke years ago about George Floyd. People still try to cancel her, and you know what it did? People who would be like, what the fuck did she do? Oh, well, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna sub then. Right now, it really depends on the audience you get. Because if you get the audience like Hasan's or like, you know, Ethan Klein's, if those people start to cancel you, they will leave because they are the mob that will be canceling you. If you have people around you that don't give a shit, nothing really happens. You can just ignore it. You can just say yes and just move along. Have you seen like Turkey Tom? You know, also great YouTuber. Does a lot of cool videos and nice scripted documentary style videos about weirdos on the internet. He said the dreaded N-word multiple times. And you know what's his answer? Yes, and? Did he get cancelled? Yes. Did it work? No.
You really think that's not true?
Again, that's not the take.
I mean, you really think it's not true?
That's not the take.
That after you spend 9 hours
that's not what he said.
Being investigated by thousands of people with every facial movement.
That's not
everything
what he
you
said.
say, every word, with people constantly trying to disagree with you and fight with you.
Not what he said.
That's not emotionally, or sorry, like socially draining.
Not what he said.
This is totally understandable.
That's not what he said. That isn't what he said. This is not what Hasan has said in his response. This isn't what he said. He said that streaming expands your social battery faster and more viciously than doing real job aside from retail. And it's not true. It's not unique to streaming.
And he's not comparing it to every other job. He's saying compared to other jobs where you're not talking to people constantly. His take isn't broad enough. It is.
He said only customers. But it doesn't make sense, man.
He explained it pretty clearly. The clip out of context was posted 30 minutes after he said that. Instantly on Reddit, it blew up calling him a dumbass, which just reinforces his argument. Well, yeah, it's definitely understandable. Exactly. Just think nobody knows what's really socially draining. Well, not saying it isn't, but it's not as bad as others.
It's not as bad as others. And what's Asmon gonna say?
I think that, like, so streaming as like a job is extremely socially draining. It is. That's why, like, there's a weird catch-22 where a lot of streamers are introverted, but being a streamer requires you to do a lot of things that extroverts want you to do. So, like, in order to be good at something,
You know why they can do it? Because it's actually not as socially draining as you paint it out to be. You are not talking to real people. You are talking to nicknames on your screen. And this level of separation helps you a lot. It helps you a lot.
you have to be one way, and in order to cope with it, the success of being good at it, you have to be another way. And so
You don't have to be an extrovert to stream. I am 100% introverted. 100%. Get any Myers-Briggs test. I'm gonna score 100%. I hate social gatherings. I'm introverted, but I have to work with a lot of people, and here's the kicker. I can't mute them or hide the chat. Again, yes, but you talk to them usually in real life. You know, that face-to-face interaction really gets to you. Having the degree of separation for your screen, at least for me, maybe it's not for you, I don't know how you'll work then, but judging by how introverted you are, and you can perform every single day for 9 hours, I have doubts that it's as bad as you say it is. Because it's not.
So that's what it is. Hasan's basically explaining that in a more, direct way. You could say a simpler way, and he's getting shit on.
He said stupid shit again. I'm gonna reiterate it because you cannot really hear it. So for people in the back, Hasan said that streaming drains your social battery more than real jobs, aside from retail and sales jobs, which is bullshit. You don't do 9 hours presentations on stream, especially you and Hasan.
But a lot of people think they're introverted whenever they're actually extroverts. Well, I don't know about that. Did you start the stream? You went right into this? Yeah, because I usually spend the first hour of my stream talking about nothing. And like, then I don't, like, play video games until...
This man just said, I spent 1 hour doing nothing. While Hasan's sake of, it's constant 9 hours presentation. You are undermining his point right now. I am doing nothing for 1 hour. My guy, you are undermining goddamn point.
Like it's midnight or like 5 hours into the stream, I didn't do anything. Like,
And yes, people pleasing at your job, as you said. I attend most of the company's social gatherings, which make me feel dead afterwards. But this is a social game I have to play to grind the professional ladder. You are absolutely forced to do that if you're working in some kind of collective, you know? There's a company, and you have to interact with people, and you have to get on their good side. You have to meet them, you have to talk to them, and again, it really, really hits your income. Do you know what Zach does when it's way too much to stream on the main channel? He goes to his second channel and he acts like a dead fish and plays games and talks at the monitor, doing absolutely nothing. And he still gets way more than anyone living in majority of the world. My guy, stop undermining Hasan's point, as horrible as it was. You are doing it even worse.
we gotta get this shit done. Like, there's a lot of stuff to talk about today. I don't have time to fucking sit around and talk about, like, oh, I went live late today because my back hurt. Oh my god. We really need to hear about this again? Who the fuck cares?
Clearly no one, but you're still talking about it.
So yeah. Like, we're not gonna get into that again. Having streaming as a job's exhausting situation. Yeah, of course it is, right?
And yeah, again, to reiterate, it is exhausting. It is exhausting as any social job, especially social media job. But you get used to it. It's a part of the job. Every job has its problems.
Hasan is right. People are just reactionary. They absolutely are.
Reactionary is such a fucking overused word, by the way. It's driving me nuts. It's grinding my gears.
Someone actually said real job. What does that mean? A real job is a job that you have. Bullshit jobs are the ones that other people have. It's just that simple. It's quite trendy and quite frankly easy to shit on Hasan. That's the crux.
Which again, you are undermining Hasan's point by this joke. The real job is the one that you have and others are bullshit job. But that applies to Hasan then. He just disregards everything because, oh, my streaming is so much worse. I'm giving 9 hours presentation.
Crux of it all? Well, hey, if it's so easy to shit on him, then why are you making up fake reasons to do it? If he's got so many bad takes and he says all this stuff that's wrong, then why not focus on that rather than taking something that's totally understandable and then turning it into something that it's not?
My guy, what he says is extremely understandable. A lot of people disagree with him because it's a bullshit take. It's that simple. They're not trying to twist his words to be like, yeah, fuck Hasan. He's doing it himself really confidently too.
He makes thousands of dollars a day. Him making takes trying to relate to normal working people is fucking stupid.
Based?
Well, there are normal working people that also make thousands of dollars a day.
Who are they? Really, who are they? Let me hear about them.
So, like, I don't really understand, like, what your point is.
Because they take skill to do something, to earn thousands upon thousands upon thousands. You either A, had to be born in something that is a fortuitous situation for you, an inherit family business, because someone had to do a lot of grinding. It is, our humanity's thing to provide for your future generations. It's encoded in us. So, someone had to put the work. Someone had to put the work, yeah. Yeah. And saying that, oh, there are people who get a lot of money as well. They had to get there, usually. When we're not talking about, like, the millionaires of millionaires, the 1% of 1%ers. Because that's the bullshit take.
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean? It's a stupid comparison. Yeah, like what? Like,
How is it stupid?
You think streamer is the only job that you can make a lot of money in?
It's the only job that you can make a lot of money in by keeping absolutely full-on control over your shit. You have control over your content, over people who watches your content, or at least interacts with you. You have control over your hours, over the days you're streaming. Yes, you have a lot of control that you don't really have on most of the jobs around the world.
I have tons of friends that make tons of money. And a lot of them aren't streamers.
And they are doing something that's not sitting in your filthy ass room, watching at the screen and talking. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you mean? Like, yeah, what the fuck? No. It's chatter can't think past 2, exactly.
Chatter can think past 2. Again, Hasan is the working man's shield, you know? We gotta kick the capitalist ass. Oh, I have a lot of rich friends and they don't have to stream and they also make a lot of money. I don't see your point. I wonder why. Maybe because you have a lot of connection with your money, that you know a lot of rich people.
They're not normal anymore. Well, I think that is normal as in, like, they don't work in entertainment. Right? They don't work in entertainment. Why do people assume that money solves all your issues and doesn't drain you? Well, hey.
That's not the point. That is not the point. It's not the point of the entire problem with Hasan.
Kanye West said it. He said that there. I was gonna make a joke, but I figured actually, you know what? We'll give that another 6 months before I make those jokes. He said, having money isn't everything, but not having it is. I think that's really the truth, right? That's it. So, like, if you don't have money...
Alright, we're getting somewhere, right? Right? You're gonna acknowledge something?
That's everything in your life. If you do have money, you realize that there are other problems in life that are also important. But if you don't have that, money is going to mean more to you than almost anything else.
Yes, because money gives you opportunity, it gives you food, it gives you house, it gives you medical care, you know? If you are depressed, for example, and you don't have any money, you think it's as easy as just go to a therapist. No, it's not. And all of your problems can be a little alleviated by having money. So that's why when people don't have money and they have someone like Hasan telling them that, oh, I have it so much bad here, please, 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 my tears go from my eyes on the floor, it's so bad for me, that's why they have a problem with it.
So yeah, streamer doesn't make a lot of money. When you actually normalize the salary, engineers, doctors, people in trades make median more than a streamer. Streaming is extremely top heavy. Well,
yes, but Hasan is not talking about streaming as a whole. Hasan is talking about himself.
of course it is. And there are a lot of people that are grinding away and they stream 8 hours a day and they get, let's say, 300 viewers, 500 viewers.
By the way, just said top heavy. You know how much percentage-wise 300 viewers is with all the affiliates? It's less than fucking 1% of people on this site that have 300 average viewers. This man is so disconnected from reality that he uses 300 viewers as saying they are grinding and getting there.
They make $100,000 a year. A 300 viewers, 500 viewers. They make $100,000 a year. A 300 viewers, 500 viewers. They make $100,000 a year.
This guy thinks that you make $100 a year with 300 viewers. This is an insane take. It is almost insultingly insane. He's delusional, yes. the problem that he is disconnected from reality. As we watched the video from JAMARI here, as he said, Asmon is disconnected from reality. He has no idea what he's talking about. He has rich friends around him, lives with infinite money, and his job is just sitting on his ass, giving his shitty opinion and playing the games that he likes. And then he's gonna say like, oh yeah, there are people who are grinding away with 300 viewers, making $100,000 a year. $100,000 a year. This guy really thinks that 300 viewers gets you $100,000 a year. and you would take this guy seriously when he's talking about something like related to streaming. It's insane.
Let's be very, very optimistic here. They make $100,000 a year?
It's not just very optimistic. It's out of this world.
And, like, I'll be real. If somebody was making that much money and, you know, like, it was like, is this really a good idea for you to do this? Probably not. $100,000 is still a lot. It is a lot, but whenever you think about the fact that streaming is just so transient, like, for example, you can get banned.
And you know what you can do when you get banned from Twitch? You go to other platforms. You go to other platforms. Unless you are deplatformed from literally everywhere, you can get banned. Hey, asshole! You can get fired! Hey, asshole! You can get fired! Hello! 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 Earth to Asmon! You can get fired! Hello!
Oh, well, now you're banned. Now what? Like, all of your job experience, everything that you did, like, it's completely different. Like, you have, like, a 3-year gap in employment. You have, like...
This guy thinks that you get 300 viewers in 3 years? You earn $100,000 a year. And then he says that if you're getting banned, you won't ever find a real job. You know what you do when you have 3 years of an employment gap? You either bullshit or you tell them that you've been working as a self-employed entertainer or influencer and you have experience still. God damn it! What? You, I can land jobs without having any experience because I could say that I've been doing freelancing work, doing translations. You know, if I really went at it, it doesn't matter if you have a gap in your resume. People don't look at that as much as you think because this guy doesn't work real job. He thinks that 3 years is just impossible to get a job after being fired or banned. And again, you go to another platform, you get banned on Twitch. You know what you can do? You have your Twitter. You announce on Twitter like, yeah, Twitch is fucking cockside, man. They're cocksuckers. I'm gonna move to Kick. And you can use this as a media attention grabber to announce your movement to another platform. And you know what happens? Yes, maybe not everyone will follow you there, but you generally keep your income, somewhat. You know what happens when you're fired? You also get a thing that you are fired. And, you know, it really, really badly reflects on some of your resumes because people would be looking at you and asking, why were you fired? What happened? And it depends if it was something on you or you were just, let go because of the downsizing of the company or whatever. Yes. But saying that if you're banned, there's no way for you to do anything is bullshit. Keemstar was banned multiple times off the platform, and he still has a very, very, very successful media empire, so to speak. Do you think that really did anything to him? Alex Jones was depersonalized on a lot of platforms. Do you think, again, that he just crumbled and disappeared? No. No. What is this head at stake?
This online presence that, you know, creates a context in which people see you. So, yeah, you can get fired. Exactly. No, yeah, you definitely can get fired. But the difference is that, like, streaming, there are jobs that exist in entertainment that streaming helps you understand and learn.
All right.
That's definitely true. But at the same time, there are also a lot of people, and I think in most traditional jobs, those people don't really have the same opportunities. It's like, for example,
what?
If you work as an accountant and you get fired from one place, it's not going to be as hard to get another job as an accountant. Versus if you work on Twitch and you stream on Twitch, you get banned on Twitch, it's probably going to be a lot harder for you to transition over to YouTube or Kick.
How so? You keep your media presence elsewhere. You have a Twitter. You have Reddit. You have any other social media that people keep watching you on. And if you are breaking some barrier, you're a big streamer. It's not going to be that hard to move. Again, you will lose someone, but depending on how you hold the situation and deal with it, you might actually come up top because there's enough media attention on you. It really depends on the reasoning. If you were fired because you were telling your coworkers, you just slinged N-bombs everywhere, and you got fired, and it got onto your resume, like, yeah, this guy is fucking rancid, insane, toxic racist, and you got banned for being insane, toxic racist, yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard to come back from it. Either fucking way, you
That's my point, right? There's negative externalities if a streamer wants to get a real job. Yeah, of course. And
which ones?
So it's really not that complicated. But
I wanted to say it's not that simple, but it said it's not that complicated.
Anyway, yeah, so Hasan said this today, and naturally everybody is congratulating themselves about, here's the dumbass clip, Hasan being welcomed into the emo community. Oh yeah, I did. Oh yeah, he did the emo. I saw that with that Johnny guy. I looked at that earlier. And so there's a lot of people. Streaming is literally the easiest part of being a content creator. You just sit down, make money, just spawns in. It's just so goddamn free.
Remember how this guy was telling about how 300 viewers guys are grinding out and doing content and how they're trying to grow? Do you remember that? A little bit ago.
Who is this guy? Does he stream? They have 400 viewers. Streaming is easy. Being good at streaming is hard.
You are not good at streaming, let's be honest. Let's just be honest.
Hopefully now he understands. I understand, obviously.
And he puts down the guy with 400 viewers, which is, again, top 1% of all the streamers of Twitch, for example. 400 viewers. He puts down the guy because you are not as entertaining, and that's why you're not growing numbers. That's bullshit. And you know it. And you know that it's bullshit. There's no correlation with it. I know a billion of people who are worth more than you are. And you're gonna sit here and tell some guy that you have no idea who he is. How, like, when did he start streaming? What's his content? You're gonna show up and say, oh, 400 viewers? Psh, yeah. If you were good, you would be hitting big viewers. This man is disconnected from reality if he thinks that 400 viewers is not a lot. And he is also disconnected from reality because he thinks that 400 or 300 viewers gets you $100, $100,000 a year. He's insane. This man, you shouldn't be listening about any streaming takes from this guy because he is not just extremely privileged, he has no idea how it works. Because he got there early, he blown the fuck up, and he's there, and he's farming other people's content as just as much as I'm doing right now. But at least I'm not saying that, oh, it's so hard to watch a YouTube video. And, you know, what's the best part? Look at that. Channel editors. He is not doing anything by himself. It's just...
There's a lot of people. Bad take. No, isn't 400 viewers good? Oh, it's definitely good. But you're not going to go and tell somebody who's one of the top streamers on the entire platform that it's easy. Do you really?
I will. I will. Right now I have 4 viewers. I will. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to watch my stream at some point and be like, yeah, look at this idiot. It would be so much harder if you had more people in the chat. You think so? You really think so? You really think that someone carrying the conversation forward and as you can answer right now to your entire chat, do you really think it makes it that much harder? Do you really think it makes it that much socially draining than talking to nobody for hours upon hours upon hours each day? Maybe not each day, depending on, you know, how busy your real life is, because not everyone can just full-time stream. And this man, there's someone that, God, it's insane. That is an insane deranged take.
Really think that Hasan's experience and this random's experience is going to be the same streaming?
Yeah, it's not going to be the same because Hasan is a way more privileged position. He's in a way more privileged position. That guy can disappear for a year and come back, and people will still watch him. This man. And Goblin has to grind the fuck out just to be in some, you know, media sphere. So he has every right to talk. Unlike you, this guy has every single right to talk. But you will never understand it, because last time you were in this position, it was when nobody was streaming.
That's insane. Of course 400 viewers is good. But don't go talk to somebody who gets 20,000 regularly and act like you're on the same level, because you're not. All streamers.
Why wouldn't you talk to someone who has more numbers than you? What the fuck is this take? You cannot disagree with someone just because they have more numbers? What does that mean? Do you really think Hasan Live Reaction Piker is that talented and insanely good at streaming? And this is why he's keeping 20k viewers. Because he is an entertainment machine, 24/7. Hasan, I'm gonna go get something to eat, Piker. Really now? Really now? This take, this is deranged. This is deranged. You know? When people talk about Asmon, I always say, yeah, you know what? He's kind of fine. His takes sometimes miss, you know, but we're all human. Especially this guy, you know, he lives in a fucking cockroach-ridden room, and he's not really going outside, but he can keep a level-headed take. Right now, what he's doing is deranged. It's fucked up. It's like putting. Oh, I don't even know how to call this. It's such a fucking stupid take. If you have less viewers, You don't know what this guy is having. Why? He's having it way worse.
Gamers have some kind of cope. Well, what's the cope here? I mean, I'm not really sure if I'm understanding this. You say people disagree with his take on the whole job thing, made up fake reason to shit on him for it. When you added a word to his take socially, it does a lot of heavy lifting, unless I miss some context, kind of disingenuous. Well, he's talking about socially. Like, the reason why I'm saying that is because that's what he's saying. So, for example, like, if I listen to the clip, right? Like, you just listen to the first few seconds of the clip.
No. Social battery-wise, unless you're in
So,
Continue the fucking clip.
I'm not using the word, I listen to the clip. That's all. It's not hard.
Continue the fucking clip. 1427. Where was he watching this nice clip?
I'm gonna die, dude. Unless you're in retail, unless you're in fucking retail, it's very different. You're out of touch. I'm gonna die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here, and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery in the same fucking way as someone who did a sales job, a real job, okay?
First of all, again, he's covering up by saying, oh, I did a sales job. Again, debatable, but let's go back.
Fucking way as someone who did a sales does not expand, and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery
in
the same fucking way
as
someone who did a sales job,
a
real job, okay? I'm telling you, as someone who did both, like 9 hours of constant performance.
9 hours of constant performance. This is constant performance, by the way. They're saying 9 hours of constant performance
and people pleasing taps you.
The pauses are so big, I could fucking put a truck through it, and I'm not even gonna scrape anything there.
Out from social scenarios. After 9 hours of that, I could probably do fucking physical labor.
Going back.
The same fountains in here, and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery as someone who did a sales job as much as 9 hours of constant performing. Where did he say that it just expands your battery? He said, no, it's way worse than other jobs because I did a mythical sales job, which wasn't cold calls, wasn't door-to-door sales work, you know? Probably wasn't even just running around in a shop as a consultant. Wasn't a bank support worker. This man, one of the most privileged assholes, says that a real job does not expand your social battery as much. Stop misrepresenting his words. He didn't say it's exhausting. He said it's more exhausting than other real jobs. And it is absolutely not true. Depending on the job, it's not only retail, you will be mentally drained. Even if you don't have to constantly talk for 9 hours, you will still be mentally drained because sometimes 1 hour of talking might be way worse than 9 hours of yapping over YouTube video. Stop, bold man, stop misrepresenting what Hasan has said, because what Hasan said was fucking stupid. He could say again, man, streaming for 9 hours gets my social battery down.
No one would have a problem with that. I promise you. Only those who never, ever, 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 ever worked would say, yep, that's bullshit and I'm gonna have a problem with it. Every normal person would say, yes, 9 hours of talking expands your social battery. But he says that he's having it worse. You dumb fuck!
Hard. I think most people made up their mind on something like this before they listened to it.
Oh, I can't.
So whenever they have to hear context that makes their original assumption wrong,
No, I can't. We just got over it.
they're getting mad at me. That's the problem. Exactly. It's like a supermodel saying they have a harder job than a catalog model. Well, I'm not really sure. Hasan's an artist.
Well, I'm not really sure.
This is Father Simus for being Young Turks. Everybody always has their opinion about Hasan.
Yes. Yes, because he's a media person.
And I understand that you might not like things that Hasan has said on his stream.
All right.
There are things that he might have said that have upset you, that have made you mad,
Constantly. Hasan is an asshole.
that you don't like. Why not focus on the real ones?
What?
Why are you inventing things that didn't happen?
My guy, you are inventing the argument for Hasan that he never put forward.
And then getting mad about them. It makes you look stupid. Mad about them. Look stupid. Makes you look stupid. Makes you look stupid. Makes you look stupid. Makes you look stupid.
My guy. My friend. I'm really trying not to blow my gasket and scream at the top of my lungs at you. But you are taking his take, reshuffling the words. So it's not as bad. And you present them as, well, Hasan is right, actually.
If you have all of these problems with somebody, then it doesn't seem very legitimate whenever you have to make up new problems that
It's not a make it up problem. He said it verbatim.
don't actually exist.
He said it verbatim. You showed the fucking clip.
That's what my opinion is. They're soft. Yes, the guys are making
They are soft. You know who's soft? Someone who has thousands upon thousands of viewers needing to put a smaller guy down because they have lower numbers, so they are not as entertaining, just to feel better about themselves, and then say, oh, you're inventing problems, you are the toxic one. I think there's someone who is a bit softer than someone telling you to fuck off.
what's this here? A career. These guys making a career of being bitter. Isn't that pathetic? Oh yeah, absolutely. The area of conversation with politics is more draining than some other types of streaming. Oh yeah. Hasan didn't start from zero. Who cares if he did?
Who cares if he did? Who cares if Hasan did? It didn't start from the zero. He had all the viewership from the get-go. Who cares if he did? Yeah, who cares if you had a silver spoon up your arse? Oh, this guy is... Oh, his streaming takes are so shit. Yeah, they're so bad. My god.
Very few people start really from zero.
Really few people start really from zero. Oh, I can't. Oh my god. Oh. I can't, man.
Most people have advantages, and I'll tell you one thing. If you're able to be talking in this chat, you didn't start from zero either. There's people in the world that don't have an internet connection, and you do. But
Is this a real? Is this real life? Is this a real life? This man just says that using what? He's using this shit take of, well, you are better than starving kids in Africa, so you didn't start. You know that only makes you look worse, man. Only makes you look worse. Because then you're actively profiting off of your privileged position and you don't try to pull other people up. I know you don't want to. Your take is just, I don't give a shit. I shouldn't give a shit. Yeah, right. But why are you using this moral fucking high ground take? It's stupid. My guy, my man. It makes no sense.
somehow you're going to be
Think of the children in Africa, man.
complaining about how you can't fix your life, and those people who don't have an internet connection are working to get one.
Oh my god. What does this have to do with anything? Oh, we're talking about streaming. We're not talking about someone who is unable to stream. What the hell is this take?
So you can complain and cry about, oh, Hasan got in, he's a Young Turks, his uncle worked there.
All, by the way, legitimate criticism of a really, really cool and socialist guy who was always for the people and started with us, little people.
And all of these things can be true. But the reality is that all of us have different degrees of privilege.
So,
That's why we're here. Do you really think that somebody without privilege, without any privilege, is going to be sitting at 9 p.m. watching a video game stream?
my guy, it's 9 p.m. The work shift is over, even for people who work at coal mines. What? Why is this take here? Are you really gonna say you cannot compare a multimillionaire who got everything served up on a silver platter to someone who just started streaming? Because there are kids in Africa who have it worse than you? Wow. Wow. This doesn't have anything to do with what people are talking about.
Get the fuck out of here.
Good thing I'm not on your stream now, so I don't need to get the fuck out.
Come on. What are you thinking? Being alive is a privilege. Oh yeah, for sure.
Being alive is a privilege, guys.
And also, people can't control, this is the other thing. People can't control the circumstances that they're born under.
Is he saying that Hasan cannot control his wealth, so it's not his fault? It's not his fault that he's flaunting his wealth and well-being and being a little crybaby? Do you understand that you are undermining Hasan's point even more now? If Hasan is complaining, and someone with one viewer is complaining, and that one viewer guy still has some privilege, because someone cannot afford internet at all, do you know how that makes Hasan look? Asmon, stop making it worse for Hasan, please. I don't think anyone needed to make him look worse, but you are doing a fantastic job at it right now.
Whether that means if they're disabled, whether that means if they're white, black, male, female, gay, not gay, straight, I guess you could say. Whether they're poor, whether they're rich.
You cannot control if you are born rich. What is this argument? You're the one complaining, though. I don't know who this guy is saying it to. But that's the thing. this guy who has more than 99% of the people living in his country, and that country has more than the majority of the world, the privileges there. This man is complaining that people don't like his friend on Twitter and don't like his shit take. What? What? That's mental. That is mental. It makes you look way worse, man. Because you're complaining about other people complaining. While you are way more privileged. And you're using the defense of, well, it's not his fault, he was born rich and he had everything served up to him and he's doing nothing and he just, sits there and crying. It's not his fault. Oh my god.
Whether they're short, whether they're tall. So I find it to be odd that we all agree that it's generally not a good idea to make fun of people for things that they can't control. Sit down, make money, just spawns in. It's just so goddamn free. Who is this guy? Does he stream? Yeah, 400 viewers. Streaming is easy. Being good at streaming is hard. Whether they're short, whether they're tall. So I find it to be odd that we all agree that it's generally not a good idea to make fun of people for things that they can't control.
Can you control your viewers like that? If you can, why not everybody is on top 1% like you are? Tell me, big guy. It's not a good idea to make fun of things people cannot control. Is the take to defend Hasan? Not even 10 minutes ago, he was making fun of another guy who has less than him, way less, who never complained about all of that bullshit. And he takes up an issue with someone saying this head-ass take because even his 400 viewers, probably that guy, the goblin guy, he understands what a crock of bullshit that is and how actually, privileged streaming really is. And this guy just says, we cannot make fun of other people while putting that guy down for his viewer count. And he cannot control, because if we could control everything, then everyone would have numbers such as yours. I think I'm gonna pop a blood vessel or something.
But somehow people have no problem demonizing a person because they had advantages that they also couldn't control. It's just so goddamn free. Who is this guy? Does he stream? Yeah, 400 viewers.
This is demented, man. This is demented. It's not even 10 minutes in, and he flip-flops on the argument of, well, fuck that guy, he's stupid, to, well, actually, don't make fun of my friend because he couldn't control that he was rich. We shouldn't make fun of people's, fortune. Well, making fun of other people's fortune. And you know what that says? Look at this. Goblin 420, ranked 11,911. Top 0.14% of Twitch. Top 0.14 of Twitch. And that guy says, as a top 0.000000000, you get my point. He puts this guy down while also trying to put himself and Hasan up by saying, well, you shouldn't make fun of us for our dog shit takes because everyone is privileged in some ways. Why are people making fun of gay people or people of other color or, you know, white people, black people, like Asian people, while simultaneously putting this guy down for actually having one of the most successful streams on the planet, who has a problem with Hasan's dog shit take. That's fucking demented, man. I'm glad that I decided to react to these two videos. I would, you know what? I would even cut this out of my stream and put it on YouTube just to have it here, just so I can, you know, enjoy this segment more when I listen to myself rant over and over and over again and get angrier and angrier. He jelly! He jelly! Oh, he jelly! He streams, so where's his money? That's the $100,000 take, you know? Where's the $100,000 guy? No, it's insane. This video is insane. And yeah, as you said, I love that he moved on from that take real quickly and flip-flopped into the position of, well, other people are more privileged and, you know, some are less privileged, but you shouldn't complain because people in Africa are starving. So you shouldn't be complaining about someone who is on the top of the world giving a dog shit take and complaining that he is having a bad time. Are you stupid? People don't like Hasan's take because he puts other people's experience down, saying that his position is more socially draining than real job. Not true. And then this guy says, well, if you're privileged, you shouldn't be complaining. Then Hasan shouldn't be talking about it either. Hello? My... Oh, moving on. Oh god. This is insane. I'm gonna leave this one here. Oh, I'm so glad I waited to watch this video here, just so I can get my feelings out. I'm really happy.